Excuse me, Mr. Daniels, I believe this man is lost. The coach section is that way. Lisa's voice sliced through the cabin like a dull blade scraping a chalkboard. She jabbed a finger at me, seat 1A, her glossy manicured nails flashing like talons. The flight attendant peeked at my ticket, gave a tight-lipped nod, and shuffled off. Lisa wasn't done. She leaned closer, her voice booming loud enough to wake the front half of the plane. People like you don't belong in first class. I turned slowly, flashed a polite smile, and said, "You're right, but I'm not here for the peanuts." Under my plain gray hoodie, a Glock 19 rested in a shoulder holster, alongside a federal badge. Today, I wasn't just flying to Dallas, I was the air marshal on board. Lisa had just picked the wrong target at 35,000 feet. I'd boarded early, standard protocol. Blend in, scan the crowd, watch for tells. No loud outfits, no fuss. The airline bumped me to first class without knowing my real gig. They saw a last-minute ticket, a government ID, and assumed I was some VIP. I was just not the kind they pictured. C-12C had pinged on my radar, flagged by a partner agency, middle-aged guy, solo, traveling on a stolen passport. I hadn't even sized him up yet when Lisa stormed in, decked out in zebra-striped leggings, a faux fur vest despite it being main oversized sunglasses. She hauled a suitcase too big for the overhead bin, snapping at the crew, "Make it fit, I don't check bags." Then her eyes landed on me, nose wrinkling like I was the problem in 1A, not her. Her muttering started low little huffs, side-eye whispers. Probably used miles. They let anyone up here now. I caught every word, not because I was eavesdropping, but because Lisa didn't grasp volume controller basic courtesy. I let it slide, it's the job. You don't react, you watch. People reveal themselves if you wait. Once airborne, the flight attendant offered champagne. I passed. Lisa didn't. "Two, please," she grinned. "We're celebrating." The attendant blinked. "Celebrating what, ma'am?" Lisa cackled, a row without the trash. She winked at me like we were pals. I stared out the window. 15 minutes in, iSecure app buzzed. Possible second target, female, early 30s, alias, suspected courier, row 14. Now I had two to track, 12C and 14A. No sign they knew each other, which could mean nothing or everything. Lisa, meanwhile, was on a roll. The chicken was too spicy, the seat warmer was broken, the pillow smelled weird. She flagged the crew 5 times in 20 minutes, each complaint more theatrical. When they finally asked her to quiet down for others' sake, she snapped, "You wouldn't dare say that to him," pointing at me. I've flown this airline for 15 years. I know the CEO. I mentally flagged her for a passenger screening overhaul. I took a walk through the cabin not for exercise, but because both targets shifted at the same time. Subtle, synchronized. Passing Lisa, she stuck her legs out, making me stumble. "Watch it," she barked. "You people are always so clumsy." She said it under her breath, but not quiet enough. A woman across the aisle shot her a look. Lisa flushed. I kept MOVYing. In coach, a kid played a muted game. A guy snored by the window, normal stuff. But near 14A, I spotted it. Her bag under the seat had an extra tag. An overseas customs stamp that didn't match her story. Jackpot. Back in my seat, Lisa leaned over. "So what do you do?" She sneered like she'd caught a whiff of rot. "Let me guess." I blinked slowly. "Something like that." She laughed. "Figures. You dress like a maintenance guy." I stayed stone-faced, picturing her saying that at Quantico. The recruits would have eaten her alive. But this wasn't training, this was live. The captain's voice crackled. "Folks, expect some mild turbulence. Please stay seated." Lisa clutched her armrests, wailing, "Oh no, I get anxiety." She demanded another drink. The crew cited FAA rules. She stood, wavying a sparkly pill case. "I need vodka for these." The turbulence hadn't even hit. While she flailed, 12C slipped something from his sock to his shirt pocket, small, maybe a capsule, maybe worse. I pinged my app, status yellow, ready to move. Lisa stomped to the bathroom, ignoring orders, banging on the locked door. "Some of us have needs," she screeched. A baby wailed in coach. She rolled her eyes. "Kids back there should be banned." On her way back, she stopped at my seat. "You're making everyone uncomfortable. People like you always do." The guy across the aisle lowered his paper. Tension snapped. I met her gaze. "You're right," I said softly. "But not why you think." My thumb brushed the badge under my jacket. If this went bad in the next half hour, Lisa wouldn't be the real issue, just the loudest. She kept at it, demanding more champagne. The flight attendant, fraying, smiled thinly. "I'll check with the captain, ma'am." Lisa muttered, "I'll check with the CEO if you don't," loud enough for 3 rows to hear. I stayed still, eyes split between 12, no sliding a hand behind his cushion in 14A, faking sleep with the too perfect breathing pattern. These weren't amateurs. When turbulence hit, Lisa gasped, grabbing the armrest of the guy next to her, who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Don't worry," she said, "I'm a VIP flyer." He nodded and buried his nose in his book. I used the jolt to stroll to the galley, passing both targets. 12C's shirt had a new bulge rigid thick. He glanced up, then away too late. "Guilty." In the galley, I whispered to the lead attendant, "Stay calm. Possible security issue. Watch 12C and 14 any odd moves, tell me." She nodded, trained but rattled. Back at my seat, Lisa waved me down. "You. My seat won't recline. You bumped it? Or it's just junk like your manners?" I stared. "It's fine." She huffed. The guy in 1B snapped, "Ma'am, please, I'm reading." She whirled. "Oh, forgive me, Your Highness," then flopped down, popping her tray table and spilling salad on her lap. "This airline's a disgrace," she grumbled, stabbing lettuce. As she fussed, 14A opened her overhead binod during turbulence. I walked back, peeked inside, just a backpack and coat. But her hand was in her pillow's zipper. Weird. My pulse ticked up. If this was a smuggling op, it wasn't just about loudmouths anymore. Lisa sighed dramatically. "I don't feel safe with him here," she announced, pointing. "He's pacing, listening. He's up to something." The crew stepped in. "Ma'am, he's a passenger." "He's fine." She shook her head. "Passengers don't act like that." "He's sweating. Hiding something." The irony almost cracked me up. Another ping. 12C had a trafficking rap in Belgium, dropped charges, slippery. 14A no record but flagged for odd travel, short trips, solo light bags. Lisa stood. "I want the pilot." The crew blocked her. "Ma'am, sit." Turbulence. She shoved past, tipping a cart. Water cups hit the floor. A baby cried. She glared at me. "Do something. Why are you just sitting there like a mute bouncer?" She'd crossed into flight risk territory. I stood. "Ma'am, sit down now." She laughed. "You're ordering me?" I flashed my badge just for her. Her jaw dropped, silent. The attendant guided her back. She sat dazed. Her seatmate muttered, "Told you to shut up." The plane jolted again. My hand hovered near my gun, hoping I wouldn't need it. Somewhere behind me, a guy with a fake ID and a woman with a zippered pillow weren't just waiting to land, they were waiting for something else.